Okay, happy Tuesday, everybody. We have an upper body strength and conditioning workout today. So for equipment today, we need a couple of specific things. Have them down here. For the warm-up, I will be using a long band like this for some of this kind of stuff. If you have a long band, either the one with the handles or the looped off one, that will come into play today. There she is, hopping in. The other thing that I will be using in addition to this long band here are my loop bands and my 8-pound dumbbells. The last thing I have a little bit all over the place. I had to once again clean up a little bit up here this morning, so I'm not quite as organized as I'd like to be, but I will be popping on these shoes for the last part there, where we will be doing some high impact stuff, jumping around for our conditioning. So you can put them on now or later, whatever you would like. Okay, so let's get you guys started with the warm-up. Just our arms out to the sides, starting with these small circles, drawing them 10 in one direction, little ones, and then we will stop and do 10 in the other direction, keeping them small like this, 10 and 10. Once we're done 10 both ways, we will make those as big as they can go. And we'll go through 10 in that first direction now, through the full range of motion, as big as those circles can be, 10, and then we will stop and go back the other way. Good morning. See Adam waving on there. 10 this way here, both directions. So I'll try to see how big we can make these circles, moving through just our shoulders, 10 of them. Once we're done that, we will grab onto our band if we have it. And if you do not have a band, you're going to follow along doing this without your band. But if you do, we're going to hold it nice and wide. I have just my thumbs looped through this band here. And we will pass through over and back. If you don't have a band, we're going to face the palms behind us with the arms in front. And then as we open up and move those arms behind us, we will open up the palms towards the back. And we'll go there and back is 1. We're doing 10 of these total. All right, here we go. A little bit cut off. We are good. Okay, so we'll get going through 10 of these. There and back is 1. Warming up all of the stuff in your shoulders, in your upper body. Once you are done 10, you're going to take this band and hold it more narrow, a little wider than our shoulders would be. And if you don't have the band, you're just going to hold your hands up here like this. Pressing the band up and over our head, we'll bring it behind our head and try to bring it onto the back of our shoulders. See if we can make that contact back there. If not, that's okay. We'll push back up all the way in front to the collarbones. And that was 1, and we're doing that 10 times. So we go up, and my arms get a little bit cut off here, but I am going back behind my head. This one really comes down to our shoulder mobility, which will depend on you and your body. So you might not be able to be back there as comfortable as me, and that's completely fine, but we'll try our best not to move our head out of the way, but rather make our arms and our shoulders do the moving. So there and back is 1, 10 of them, and then we are going to put that band down and head like this, shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees. We'll be opening up our entire back, doing the thread the needle. So I'll take one hand and reach it through and under, and then I'll exhale and open up, rotating. Oh, this one feels so nice. And we'll do this on 10 reps per side. And closing, and then exhaling, trying to follow this hand with our eyeballs, seeing if we can look at the ceiling right above our head. We'll do 10 over here, and then we'll switch and do 10 on the other side. Now, because we haven't done too much stuff before this, you might be feeling quite tight in this motion specifically. So as you go through your 10 reps, you should be able to feel a little looser, a little more comfortable, a little more flexible as you go through your 10. So we'll do that on both sides, 10 over here, 10 over here. And then once you're done, don't go anywhere, because the next 2 are going to be down here as well. So staying in this all 4 position for the next one, we're going to be working through the upper back, your scapula between the shoulder blades here. And you can imagine that we have a hand, a pencil, something in between our shoulder blades. We're going to try to squeeze our shoulder blades around, whatever that is, and then pull them apart and spread them out. That's 1. We'll be doing 10 of these total, just moving through our upper back. So there should be no bending in the elbows, no moving through your core, your torso, just the shoulders, squeezing and spreading. And it's kind of a weird one, but you should get it going on there. 10 of them. Okay, so warming up all of the stuff in our upper back. Last one we are going to do is for our wrists. Now, before we do that, once you're finished that one there, the scapula pulling your shoulder blades together, you can take a knee or just kneel for a second here. We're going to roll out our wrists because we will be going back down into that all four position here. But before we do that, we're going to get the wrists moving by circling them in one direction 5 times and then in the other direction 5 times. Today, we're starting off with push-ups. Woohoo! So this next one is going to prep our body and our wrists specifically for these push-ups. So back in our all four position, once we're done that, we're going to be rocking forward and backward, trying to make the muscles in the forearms feel stretched out. So we're going forward. We should feel a little bit of tension on our wrists. We want to keep the entire hand flat on the floor. And there and back is 1. We'll do that 5 times. Okay, so taking our time with it. Should not be painful. We're just trying to kind of give a bit of a stretch down the back side of our forearm through this one, going through 5 times. Once you're done that, we're going to take the hands and face them like this. Same, yes. Okay, so the palms are going to turn, hands are going to turn. And for this one now, we're going to rock side to side. So you'll feel some different stuff going on in your wrist. Again, should not be painful. Okay, there and back is 1. And then we'll do 5 total. Just rocking over the fingertips and going with the range that we have. Okay, you should not be feeling any sharp, pinchy pain anywhere in the wrist. If that's happening, you're most likely maybe taking it a little bit too far. Okay, so let's stand it up. Once we're done that one, we have one last exercise for our warm-up, and it is a band pull apart. So grab your band. What was that? Oh, it was just a little piece, part of a nutcracker, because there's so many. Okay, so we're going through band pull aparts, last exercise of our warm-up, and all about activating all the muscles in our upper back, the back of our shoulders. If you do not have a band that is long like this, you can get yourself into this bent over position and rotate your thumbs up, straight arms, and work with that same feeling of pulling the shoulder blades together, because that is what's happening in this one, and we will be doing 20 of them to finish up our warm-up. So I'll let you get through 20 of those, trying to keep your shoulders relaxed, arms straight. Woohoo! Alrighty then. So once you are done that, you can go ahead and grab a little bit of water. We are going to get you started here on the first exercise. And it's exercise because it is 1. We're going to be working with 1 movement, which is our push-up. Woohoo! I already kind of warned you about that. Now, today, for our push-ups, we are not doing what we did last day. If you were here, we did 60 seconds of push-ups. That was brutal, but that hopefully is going to be making you, hopefully that made you stronger and feel better in your push-ups for what we're going to do today, which is our EMOM push-ups. So EMOM is our acronym that stands for every minute on the minute. This clock here, my phone timer, is going to be set to beep every 60 seconds. When that timer beeps, you are going to be down in your push-up position ready to complete a set number of push-ups. You guys have a range today. We're doing somewhere between 5 to 8 push-ups. So it's not a lot, especially compared to the amount that we did last day, okay? But what we're going to do is make these 5 to 8 extremely challenging, okay? We have 60 seconds. The remainder of that minute that it takes us to complete those 5 to 8 push-ups, we will be resting, okay? And then the timer is going to beep every 60 seconds, and that beep is going to start your set of that 5 to 8 push-ups. We have 5 sets total, okay? And the first one is going to start in about 30 seconds, okay? So let's bring ourselves down onto the floor. Take a couple deep breaths. The first set counts, all of them count. We're doing 5 of them. And again, I am just going to make our timer so that it beeps, so that you can hear it, because you're gonna need to for this one. Okay, so we'll get down here onto the floor. Just bear with me for 1 second. 40 seconds. There we go. All right. I know you guys aren't mad about a little extra rest because you know these push-ups are going to be very challenging. Okay. So 5 to 8. Like I said, these need to be really, really hard. We're tapping into the lower rep range, the strength rep range. We're really trying to push our strength of our push-ups rather than our endurance like we did last day where we were trying to go for the 60 seconds. So let's get ourselves into this push-up position. I'm going to start this timer in about 10 seconds. I know it's a little bit over 30, but that's okay. And you are going to do 5 to 8 push-ups. Ready, set, and here we go. So you can do 5 and stop there, okay? You can do your first set at a normal tempo, or if you know right away that 5 and even 8 push-ups is a little bit easy, then you can do this and slow down your lowering phase. So you can take our time on the way down, okay? You can still keep it 5 push-ups, but because we're making them so challenging, they are gonna feel like we're doing way more than 5. So once you're done, we're resting, all right? This clock is still running and it has about 25 seconds left on it, which is your rest, okay? When it beeps again, when we approach that next minute, you are going to get back down here and do your second set of these push-ups where we're going to try to do the exact same thing that you just did, which that is the kicker. That's the easier said than done part. Okay, but we're going to try it out in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, so let's get into that push-up position, trying to do the same thing as we did on the first set, whether we went up to 8 and we stopped at 5, maybe you had a pause at the bottom, or you slowed the down phase down. Okay, whatever you gotta do to get through your number, okay? So you pick a number and I want you to stick with it, okay? Even if part of you right now thinks that maybe you could crank out a couple extra, okay? For the next couple sets, I want you to stick with this number and really just make this challenging for yourself. So challenging that you really need this rest right now. Okay, we have 20 seconds before we will start our third set, and we're doing 5 of them. We have 2 down, so that means 3 more. Okay, so set number 3. We'll get ready, starting in 3, 2, and here we go. Okay, third set, let's do it. Same thing we did on the first and second. Okay, very nice. 5 to 8. Okay, feeling quite nice in this low rep range, especially if you were here when we did the 60-second push-up rounds. Oh, this was brutal. Okay, but this should be really hard too. We have 30 seconds left here. The thing too is the longer you take in your reps, whether it's you going slower, whether it's you adding pauses at the bottom, the longer that rep takes and the more that you do, if you do go up to 8, it's going to take you closer to that minute, which also means that you get less rest. So, you know, that is why I suggest that you do go slower, because it does make this a lot harder. So we have 10 more seconds. Not too bad. All right, set number 4, and here we go. Second last time that we are doing these. So let's do them as strong as we can. Okay. So breathe through these and exhaling to push ourselves away from the floor. It feels quite natural, the breathing in a push-up. And push yourself off the floor. So remember to do that. 30 seconds here before we are starting our last set of these EMOM style push-ups. All right, 15 more seconds here for you to breathe and ponder your life. Okay, we have one final set of push-ups now. For this last set, which is going to start in less than 10 seconds, this clock's going to be running for the entire minute, okay? 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So I want you to get your number, all right? Do it, the 5, the 8, whatever it was, do it up strong, okay? Then after, you can rest if you need to. But anytime we do our last set, especially when we're doing this EMOM style and we're trying to really challenge ourselves, I usually suggest that you guys do as many reps as you can do. And that's what I'm going to suggest right now as well. So once you're done your 5 to 8, again, you can come down for a second, take a deep breath, all right? You have 30 seconds left on this clock that's going to keep running. So if there's any part of you in there that feels Like you can crank out some more push-ups. They don't have to be slow. They don't have to be fancy. They can just be normal. Okay, but if you can do them, I want them right now. Okay, you have 15 more seconds here until we are moving on from these ones. So let's see if we can get a couple more in. The ones we don't want to do, our body or our mind, but we're going to do them anyways. 3, 2, 1, and now you can rest. Amazing work. Okay, so we are resting now. Breathing, grabbing some water. Hopefully you feel good, nice and warm in the upper body. We are going to move on to the next 2 exercises, supersetting 2 back movements. So just as last week on our upper body day, we combined all of our upper body. That is what we are doing today as well, just because we are taking Friday off because it is New Year's Day on Friday. That's crazy. But anyways, so today we are going to start with a back superset, 2 back exercises. First one is a single arm row. Now, there are so many ways that we can do this 1-arm row. Today, I'm going to be using my 2 dumbbells like this and doing it in a 3-point fashion, having my feet beside each other, soft knees. I'll hinge my hips and have something in front of me, like this bookcase or a wall or a chair or something that I can use for support for my core and my hand here. What I'm going to do is have my palm facing my leg, and then I'm going to pull in and rotate so that my palm faces my ribs. So I'll show you guys from this side, like this. So I row and I rotate, and we're going through 15. Oh yes, 1, 5, 15 reps per side. So whenever you are ready, we will start with this one, going through 15 over here and 15 on the other side. Now, ways we can do this. If you have a TRX, it's set up. I know I didn't mention it at the very beginning, but that is a way that you can do this single arm row. And it's a great way because it's really going to challenge your back muscles, very strong muscles. Other ways we can do it, anchored band in front of us, something to pull against like this, or anchored band underneath our foot. All right, so all the options depending on what equipment you have. We are going to be working with, in that 15 and 15. And these are strong muscles here, although we are going into that higher rep range. But don't be afraid to crank up the weight, see if we can pick something up a little heavier than we want to, maybe. We'll see. Okay, so 15 and 15. With this one, you're going to pair this with another back exercise. So when you are finished that, we are working with a pullover, which I will show you guys. Looks like this down here. We are on our back like so, straight arms out of the shoulders. We're going to pull our shoulders into the floor, which is going to get that shoulder blades coming together feeling that we practiced in the warm-up. And then we'll lower the dumbbells back and then pull them over and go through 15 reps down here like this, trying to, again, keep our shoulder blades there. In this one, you'll find your back will come off the floor. So we do not need to keep this tight down here. What needs to be tight is your shoulders. Okay, we don't want the shoulders lifting off the floor like this. We want them pulled down into your mat the whole time, which naturally just puts an arch in our back. Now, this one, you do not need a lot of weight. So if you are, stuck with like 10 or 15 pound dumbbells, you can always hold one sideways like this, okay? Or another way to do this one, if you are working with kind of heavier dumbbells, we can do a straight arm kick back this way, okay? But keep in mind, we're bent over, the rows are bent over, so we're gonna get a lot more of that lower back involvement. Okay, so that is our second exercise. Now, because these are 2 back movements, although they're a little bit different, one's a row, one's a pull, we are going to take some rest, 30 to 45 seconds. We'll keep it under a minute, but we will take some time once we're done our pullovers. Grab some water, just shake it out, think about how good we feel before we go into 3 more rounds. Excuse me. So back to the rows. Again, we'll take a little bit of time with it, and then we will get going onto our second set. Okay. So second set, you want that strong setup, nice posture, soft knees, Pushing the hips back. Body should be not quite parallel with the floor. We want to be up on like a 45 angle here. And then we're holding on and going through that rotational one-arm row. Okay, so back muscles. It's very important that you are feeling it back there. So with these ones, pausing your reps, I find, is the most effective way to really get that feeling happening in your back. So if you're not really getting it going on, when I'm talking back, especially in these rows, we're working your lats, the big back muscles that run down the sides of your backs here. So that's where we should feel it, not necessarily like between the shoulder blades or anywhere else, more kind of here. So we'll think about that and we'll take that in. And if we're not really getting that feeling back there, we'll hold it in here and just don't leave until you start to feel a little bit of something going on back there. Through 15 per side. You got it. Okay. There you go. All right. So moving on again to our second set of the pullovers. So we're working with, again, a weight that we are challenged by, comfortable with. Something that you can do with this one to make it feel a little bit harder if you are, stuck with a really light set of dumbbells, or maybe you have a really heavy set of dumbbells that you cannot use for this. Using a band works for this one as well. You can take your loop band, preferably a light to medium one, put that guy around your wrist like this, and then we can go through this same pullover here, and you'll feel that work that it takes to keep your wrists apart, your arms apart, as we go through this pullover. So ideally, I want you holding some weight in your hands to add some resistance directly to that pullover, but that is our second best, is the band around the wrists if you don't have the weights. All right, second set. So again, once we are finished, we'll take a little bit of rest, which you probably feel like you need once you are done that superset. Feels a lot back there. Okay, we have 2 more sets. Woohoo! Of these 2. Then we are gonna move on. Okay, so shake it out, grab some water. We have our third set coming at you. Now, lots of times when we're doing our rows, especially with these rotational ones, it can be very easy to accidentally involve too much of this muscle and not as much of this one. So if you're feeling that, and if you're pulling in, feeling a lot of arm and not a lot of back, this is most likely happening, because this is technically what happens when you feel that, is you are probably doing this chicken wing elbow situation, and it just happens naturally. Because like I always say, your body will do anything to make things feel easier, and it will involve other muscles, including your arm muscles, which naturally want to pull stuff in. But we're trying to focus our back. So what you can think about in your set here is your elbow leading the way rather than your wrist. We want the elbow to be pulled behind the shoulder so that we're pulling the shoulder and elbow together like this, but rather than the wrist, because if we pull the wrist in, then we usually end up kind of hiking up like that. If we think about kind of leading with the elbow and tucking that elbow back with the shoulder, you're most likely going to feel it more, and again, avoid that chicken wing elbow. All right, so we'll take that into our third set. We have 2 more. You're probably already started the third. Is that good? We'll get through the last 2. And yes. I did not even check our other recording. We good. Okay, so pullovers, very nice, let it down. Okay, so we'll get going on our third set of these pullovers. Now these ones, especially if you are again holding your shoulders down, you should feel this similar place in our back. You're also going to feel some work in your core on these ones, in your abs, which just happens. So the way we're pulling the weights over, also maybe a little bit residual if you're here last day, the ab work we did. Okay, so we have one more round. Woo, not too bad. Give you guys about 3 minutes, 2 minutes until we will move on to the next part. Pullovers, very nice. Okay, so resting. We'll grab some more. Moving on to our final set of rows for today. Cannot say for the week, so we got more tomorrow. Okay. So we have one final set, one more round of these ones. 15, 15, and 15. Going to take us home to the finish line on this superset. And then we're going to move on to the next one. We have one more little circuit to do for strength, where we get all hot and heavy for our conditioning. Okay, so we'll finish up our last set here. We have just under 2 minutes to do so, so we shall get started. If you have not already, on that final set of these rotational rows, 15 of them per side. Take your time. Okay, I know I said you only have 2 minutes, and that is literally how much time this takes, but it takes you a little bit longer. That is okay. For you to make your set a bit more challenging. Okay. So we'll finish up our last set here. I will start talking about the final part here within the next minute. So I'll give you about 60 more seconds to finish her up. All right. Last set. You got it. Take your time with it. 15 down there. Pullovers. These ones are way harder than they look. They look like they should be like such a big, strong exercise, and then you go to use your weights and you feel so heavy. Because it's not really a strong movement to pull over. So we'll try our best to keep our arms straight. Last set. Okay, we are going to move on to the final part here. We've got 30 more seconds to finish up. Once you're done, if you're already done, you can grab some water. Woohoo! Think about how good you feel. We got one more part for upper body strength, where we need all of these things. Okay, so last part of the strength. There's 2 more parts to this session today. We have this strength circuit that we're going through right now, and then a conditioning circuit that we're going to finish with. So this last part for our strength is all about your shoulders. You're going to start off with a 1-arm shoulder press. It's going to be a standing version, holding a dumbbell, maybe 2 dumbbells right here in this hand, pressing up over our head, going through 10 reps per side. Now, if you don't have dumbbells right away, you can grab onto a loop band, one side in each hand, you pull it sideways. We'll be pressing up one side at a time. This is the one we're going to start with right now, right here on this first set, and then I will show you the other 2 on when we're finished this first set here. Okay, so 1-arm shoulder press. Again, we're doing 10 reps per side. So I'm going to be using both of my dumbbells, so I really challenge the weight here with the 16-pounder. Strong core, strong arm. Exhale, pressing up in this neutral grip. So I don't want to be wide, and I'm not quite all the way in. I'm out on that 45-degree, and I exhale, press all the way up over my head. I'm going to kneel just so you can see what's happening at the top. Nothing. I'm just pressing up, okay? 10 of them. I'm slightly coming over my head. 10, and then we'll switch, and you can do 10 on the other side. Again, if you don't have those dumbbells, you can have our band like this. and you can press up against that band. Okay, so we'll get going on 10 over here, 10 over here. Again, strong core, strong non-pressing arm. Once we're finished 10 and 10, ooh, almost dropped that dumbbell there. We are going to pick those dumbbells up, one in each hand here, and work with a lateral raise. So for this lateral raise today, we are coming up to the top and holding it for 1, 2, and then lowering down to the bottom. That's 1 rep. We're doing 10 of them. Nice low rep range. So we lift up, hold for 1, 2, an honest 1, 2, and then we lower down. 1, 2, and you can count in your head or you can count your breath, and you can go inhale, exhale, and then lower down, okay, rather than your count. So we'll go through those as our second exercise. Yes, there you go. So just into the T, you do a little shoulder check, make sure you're not going any higher. If you don't have the dumbbells, you most likely have a band or 2 that you can loop together to create a long band that you can do like this. Same pause at the top. 1, 2, and then we lower down to the bottom. So that is our second movement. Last one we're going to do is all about the back of our shoulders. So we're going to do a rear delt fly. I'm going to use my dumbbells, take my palms and open them up like this, get myself into that hip hinge position. So soft knees, push my hips back like so, and I want to move away just so I don't punch my wall, because straight arms are going to open up with the palms facing forward, going through 10 reps total like this. So because of that positioning of our hands, we're opening up our palms, we're tapping into smaller muscles in our shoulders, which may make this feel a little harder than we normally do it. So if you need to, remember that if you keep your arms a little bit more close to you, it's going to make this feel more manageable. Okay, so if you don't have dumbbells, same rules apply with the band. We'll just hold the band instead. Okay, so this is circuit style. We're going right back into that first one. Shoulder press, little to no rest in between. Okay, just a little memento there. Quick sip of water. There's no prescribed rest. We'll try to get going right into our second, third, and fourth set, because there are 4 of them, and that is what we are doing before we move on to our last part here. Woohoo! Okay, perfect. So here we go. Back to that one arm shoulder press. Already started. Normal tempo, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. We are doing 10 of them on each side. 10 and 10. Shoulder burners. That is the focus of this circuit here. This is what we're feeling. We're trying to really work through that burn. Okay, this is the kind of burn that we can work through for the most part. Onto those laterals with that 2-second pause at the top. Now, if you are working with weights, they're kind of borderline, a little bit too heavy for this, you can make that a little less than 2 seconds if you need to, but we will try to spend some obvious time at the top. So we're not just coming up and leaving. Okay, we'll try to just at least hold it there and pause for 1 second if you can't do 2. And that's going to help you get stronger at holding those weights up in that position, which will make you be able to eventually hold it up there for that 2 seconds, okay? Which also makes us better at this one that we know and maybe don't love, okay? But that holding position is something that you actually need to practice in order to get better at. So that's why you should try to do it your best for the 2 seconds. Okay, so third one, we have our, keep putting these down just to pick them back up, our rear delt flies. And we want nice posture, soft knees. We'll stick our butt behind us, and then we'll open up those palms, and we want to be 45 degrees with our body not quite parallel. But if we're too high, then we're going to feel just the shoulders and not so much the back of the shoulders. So we want to get bent over here so that we're focusing that fly on the rear delts, the back of the shoulders. Yes, where it burns. Yes. Okay, 2 more sets. 2 more sets. Nice work, you guys. Okay. Okay. So again, once you've done those flies, we will try our best to go right into those presses, which you can. Again, I know it's gonna burn. Okay, and this is the burn that kind of progressively creeps up on you. It gets worse and worse until it's so fired that you just can't do it anymore. But it shouldn't be that like sharp, pinchy pain. It's that dull, aching sensation that creeps up and builds. That is the focus. Okay, so if you're feeling that, you're doing a great job. And if you're not feeling that, you will in the next couple sets. Okay, you need to take it a little bit slower. Do all those things we talked about. Okay. Back to those. Very nice, you guys. So we'll get going through third round. 10 of them with that 2-second hold at the top. I know it can be hard to hold that for 2 seconds. Your 2 seconds might be like a 1-2, where mine is like a 1-2. So just be, as honest and as consistent as you can in all of your reps. Just keep it even. Very nice. Okay, so we have one more set after this. And into our rear delt flies. So we'll try to, again, get those arms in line with the body, but no higher. We don't have to bring them any higher than in line with the shoulders. There we go. Oh, yes. Burning upper body. Okay, one final set, my friends. We have about 3 minutes to finish that up. So that is plenty of time. Okay, well, it's actually just enough time to finish up our final set here. So we'll get these rear delts in, and then we will try our best, as much as we don't really want to go right into our final set of our shoulder press. Okay, this is it. So take a couple deep breaths and get going on it so we can finish it up strong here. We are going to be working off of a timer for the final part, which I have set right now. Here we go, and there we go. Okay. 6. Okay, so final part is going to take us, 16-minute finisher. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so finish up strong, my friends. Last set of strength. Okay, we are going to have about a minute of rest after this, where you are mostly just going to be watching me explain the last part here, which technically needs to start in about 2 minutes. So I'll give you one more. My phone down and just lose it. I'll give you 1 more minute to finish up, and then I will start talking about what we're gonna do, which is gonna include some shoes. So I'm gonna put these guys on. I didn't get them on earlier. Okay. So yes, if you are not laced up, if you are going to be joining me on the jumping higher impact stuff, I always suggest that we wear supportive footwear when doing so, although these are not necessarily the most supportive shoes, but they will give you more support than just my bare foot. Okay, so for some of us though, it just comes down to preference, so it's up to you guys. All right, so last part, my friends, let's get it. We are going to be working off of this timer here. So I will let you finish up here if you are still going, but I will start talking about our last part because we have to start in a minute. So what we're going to do is a circuit of all stuff that's going to get us all hot and heavy, work our heart and our lungs for our conditioning, our cardio. We're going to start off with our first exercise. We're doing each of them for 60 seconds. So we are 1 minute on, 20 seconds off. We have 3 movements. We are doing 4 rounds of these 3 movements, okay? So the very first one is going to be a walkout with a optional push-up at the bottom. So I'm going to set this timer. Well, it's already set. I'm going to press start on it. We are going to do our first round of this walkout push-up. And then on that 20 seconds of rest, I will show you the other two movements that we're going to be doing with this one. So this walkout push-up. Now, we did push-ups already today, because although we didn't do as many as last week. So I do challenge you guys to do your push-ups. Specifically, what I would like to challenge you with today is walking out and doing a push-up at the bottom. Ooh. Okay, walking up to the top. And then every time we walk down, I want you to see if you can add a push-up. So now on the second one, I'll do 2. So 1, and then 2, and then I'll walk up to the top. Okay, and then on the third one, I'll do 3 and 4, and just see how many you can work up to in a minute. Okay, I think 6 up to 8 is very challenging. So we'll see if we can get at least 6. Okay, so that is going to be the first one, and then I will show you the other ones after we're done that one. Okay, are you ready? Ready or not? Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's do it. So we walk down to the bottom. Again, if you are push up out, you don't necessarily need to do a push up. You can just walk out and walk up to the top. But I do prefer you to do one and see if you can add one every time you walk down to the bottom. You really gotta hustle with this one to get upward to 6. Okay, 5 is like quite standard. It's manageable for most people. 6, 7, and 8 is where it really starts to get kind of crazy, quite challenging. So we have 20 seconds left. Let's do it. Okay. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice work. Okay, so the second one is going to be our lateral split jumps to lunge jumps. So I'm going to need space for this one more than anything else. Around my mat and on each side of my mat. I'm going to lateral split jump myself all the way down, 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 and then I lunge, and then I split all the way back, 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 and then I lunge, and then I lunge. Now, if you do not have this space, I completely understand that. So what you can do instead is 4 split jumps to 2 lunge jumps, okay? Just as we did last week, rather than doing our traveling situation. But I like the traveling one, okay? It makes it a little bit interesting, makes you think a little bit here, okay? Just makes it a bit more dynamic. So we have 30 seconds left, which means you're halfway there. So let's go. We'll try to move our arms and feet, everything together. There it is. Okay, 20 seconds left. Very nice. Okay. Nice work, you guys. 10 more seconds. Let's do it, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, final one. You will need a set of dumbbells. Okay, so I'm going to be using my 8-pound dumbbells. 5s, 8s, or 10s are a great place to be. We're working with a double thruster, so I'm going to get into a squat. Dumbbells up like this. If you don't have dumbbells, you can hold a band or something in your hand, sideways towel. We're going to squat and press, and then just press. And that's us. Squat, press, and then we have that extra little press there at the top. So I'm in this neutral position, same as we were doing our one-arm press in, and I want to press twice. So once with a little bit of help with the legs, and once just focused on the shoulders. Okay, so we'll work through this one. Again, trying to breathe, exhale, push ourselves up. Strong core the entire time, pulling in our belly button. 30 seconds left. Oh, yes, there you go. So let's try to get our arms and legs moving together. Quickly, please. 15 seconds left. Okay, breathing through them, not giving up. I know they're getting a little bit heavy. You got this. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, all right. So we will put those down and bring ourselves back over to our mats because we have 3 more rounds, okay, that are going to be done the same as we just did that first round. So we're back into this walkout with our ascending push-ups. We'll see if we can add them on here. And starting off back at 1. Okay. Or another way that I like to do these, or rather clients like to do these, are starting at a bigger number and then counting down. So because you've kind of found out what you're capable of on that first set, maybe you counted up to 5 or to 6. If you would like, you could walk out and do those 6, and then walk back up, and then walk out to 5, and walk back up, and then 4 and 3, and hopefully that makes sense, okay? You don't have to do that right now, but you do have 2 more sets. So if that is going to help you get through this mentally, because lots of times, again, it's our brain, it's our mind does not want to do these, then you can do that. 15 more seconds left. How many can you do? Let's see. Pushing yourself. 10 more seconds. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we have those split jump lunge jumps. All right, these ones, definitely more challenging than they look. Okay, they're a little bit fun, maybe. Okay, split jumps ready. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So we'll take opposite arms, opposite legs, all the way down into those lunges, all the way into those split jumps. And if you're low impact, we go fast feet, over and back. And then when you get here, you can just lunge and lunge. You can even do a little combination of both, the split jumps and then the non-lunge jumps, non-jumping lunges rather, if you need to. Woo, we got a little bit of burning leg action in here. Yes, 30 seconds left for you to feel all that, to work into all that. Nice, let's get it. Okay, strong finish, my friends. 10 seconds right here. There it is. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Amazing work. Okay. Thrusters. Now, we did a lot of shoulder stuff today already, from the presses, to the laterals, to all of the push-ups. So if you're feeling like the shoulders are done and they're tired and they don't want to press anymore, you can take this one and make it into a regular thruster. So we don't have to do that double press at the top, because if you're doing that and it's making you slow down because you can't do it because you're so tired in your shoulders, then that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole cardio that we are trying to get here. So I prefer you to move faster with something that's more manageable to maintain over you trying to just crank out all these shoulder presses with your shoulders not agreeing with you. Okay, so 30 seconds left. Woohoo! This is going to take us to the end of our second set. Which is our halfway point for the circuit. Although we are way more than halfway done this session today. 20 seconds left, my friends. You got this. Okay, don't give up. Don't stop. Do not slow down. 10 seconds left. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, now you can stop for 20 seconds. That is. All right. Nice work. Third set. Back to the first one. Potentially the hardest one. I mean, I don't know. There's push-ups involved. So, you know, we're trying to do it with purpose, which also makes it harder. All right, here we go. Starting our third set of this walkout push-up. So again, if you want to try that and start off with your high number at the bottom and then count down, for lots of people that makes it a lot, not easier, but it just makes it more doable. I don't know why. Because you get the harder part over with first, I think. Just over 30 seconds, working with whatever you got going on, okay? Whether you're leaving the push-up out or you're doing just one maybe at the bottom, you're adding the ascending sets. You have 20, just over 20 seconds left to do so. There we are. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay. So, split jumps to lunge jumps. All right. So 10 seconds here. Come on over to one side of our mat, and we'll try whatever we're doing, high impact, low impact, to move our arms together with our legs. Let's go. So we'll see if we can get it going on here with the lunges and with the split jumps. Okay, and that goes for our low impact and our high impact. We'll try to get it going on here. Opposite arm, opposite leg. All right. 35 seconds. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, you guys, more than halfway. Way more. We have 15 seconds left. We got this. Okay, so keep working it. Same pace. Don't you slow down now. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time. Okay, thrusters. All right, so grab the dumbbells. And if you don't have dumbbells, we are holding something in our hands, whether it's a band like this, put it around your wrists and your hands, it doesn't matter, a towel, or you can just use your hands if you need to. The most important thing is that you move quickly so that you can get the cardio benefit out of this. Okay, so we'll try to get a double press at the top. Again, if you feel like you work harder, you work faster without that double press, just keep going in the single, okay? Second last time you are here. We have one more round after this. We are done. These ones. Woohoo. Okay, 30 seconds left. Halfway. There we go. 15 seconds. You got this. You got this. Okay, breathe through it. Push yourself. Go for 3 more. Yep. 3, 2, and time. Nice work. Good job. Okay, rest. Rest, 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 rest. Well, really only for 15 seconds because that is all the time we have before we start our final set. Yes, I said final set. This is it, the last set of the last circuit. Good news, okay? But we got to do it first before we celebrate our finish. Okay, so let's get going on it. Final set, last one. See if we can, again, challenge ourselves regardless of what we are doing. Challenge ourselves to do those push-ups. Okay, maybe you didn't do them on the first few sets. Maybe you want to push them in here. See if you can push them out, rather, on this final set here, okay? At least try to maintain what you did on those first 3 sets. You got this. Okay, we have 30 seconds left, which means you're halfway through this one. Okay, and depending on how many you're at, we'll try to hold our pace. Or maybe pick it up a bit if we can. Yes, but we're getting tired. I want you to keep working through because you can. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Nice work. Okay, so split jumps to lunge jumps. All right, starting in 10 seconds. So again, it's the last set. So we'll try to give it all that we have, everything that we have left in our tank. We'll give it on right now on these ones. Just have to think about it a little bit. Okay, 4 and 2. Okay, or we're traveling that distance of the mat. Let's do it. 45 seconds left. Okay, you got this. Last chance right here on this one. Trying to get our heart rate up as high as we can, right here, right now. Okay, and the more you can do that, the more you are going to get out of this entire cardio session that we're doing right now. 30 seconds left, okay? So do not slow down. Whatever you do, hold this pace, or maybe you can add a little bit to it. And maybe you don't think you can, but just try and you might surprise yourself. 15 seconds left. Yes, let's go. Home stretch, last 10 seconds. Let's go, okay? Don't stop. Don't give up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you can stop. Okay, thrusters, they're gonna take us to the finish line, and then we will be walking it off and cooling it down for the very last time today. Okay, so pick up your weights, whatever you're using, bring them out, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Okay, we got the thruster action to take us home for this last minute here, finishing just as strong as we started on this last set. Oh yes. For the upper body, for the cardio, we're feeling all of that right now. We'll finish strong here. Okay, not thinking about anything that you're feeling. I know your legs are burning. I know your shoulders are burning, but just try to just exhale and just push through these reps. Okay, don't think about them. You have 25 seconds left, so see if you can get 10 more in. Okay, and I know that maybe sounds a little ambitious, but I believe that you can do it. So see if you can. Maybe you can even get more. It's going so fast. 15 seconds left. Let's go now. Don't stop. Okay, not until you hear that beep. Okay, in 5 seconds, 3, 2, and there is that beep, and you can put those down and walk it off for the very last time because you are done that. Nice work. Great job. Hopefully you feel good, although you probably don't feel the very best right now, but you will. As soon as you cool down, you recover. Take a couple minutes to yourself right now to just rest and breathe and let your heart rate come down. So today, I'm going to leave you guys with a few upper body stretches, but I want you to do them on your own and not start them yet, okay? For the next minute, at least, maybe even 2 minutes, all I want you to do is walk around the space that you have, grab your water if you have it, okay? And take some deep breaths, some sips of water, and just overall cool down. Okay, let your body calm down, heart rate come down. Once you feel more like a normal person, you could hold down a conversation, you can join me on these stretches. Okay, first one's for the chest and the shoulders. So important that you do this today. So if you have a door frame or if you have a TRX, you can save yourself some time by doing both sides at once, or maybe a corner like this. Okay, but if you don't, you can just put your hand on a wall or a case like this, turn away, and we'll get that nice stretch through the chest and the shoulders. So this is the most important one. If you're going to do anything in terms of stretching today, do this, okay? And you can even start this one while you're still slightly cooling down. You want to save yourself some time by reaching behind your back and just stretching out here while you're still kind of moving around, walking around. But this nice deep one here where we're kind of turning away is going to help us open up everything in the front, which helps us with posture, good posture promotion. So that is one. The other one that I would highly suggest you do is for your back muscles. You want something to hold on to. Again, it can be a TRX handle, a door handle. I'm going to use this bookshelf here. Hold on with one hand, and then just have my hips fall back to get this nice stretch going on this side. I can use really anything to hold in my hand here, and then I just lean back and open up one side at a time. You can hold this for 30 to 60 seconds over here. And then we'll switch. You can do that same hold on the other side here. And then that's going to get those guys nice and stretched out in the back here. So anything else that you would like to stretch, feel free to throw it. But those are the most important, okay? The chest and the back. You guys are done with me. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow. Yes, and on Thursday, because we got 2 more days this week for our sessions. And then, yes, we are taking Friday off. New Year's Day. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow in here. If not, have a great day and have a great day tomorrow. And hopefully I'll see you before next year. Okay, bye you guys. Have a good one and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.